so many videos out there on how to build a good morning routine and how to put it together. But if you don't do it, who cares? This is the only follow along morning routine that there is on the internet. We're here every day. All you need to do is press play and change your life. What are you waiting for? So if you haven't been here before, I'm Adam, and I've been coaching health and fitness for 25 years. This is the program that's helped me get back on track. So I figured I'd share it with anybody else out there who wants to do it. We've got a 5-step program every morning. We're to prime our minds, prime our bodies, get some good intensity to clear ourselves and make progress in our health. Then we're going to do our moments of clarity where we clear our minds and then progress towards our most important goals every day. Step 1, grab yourself a counterbalance and let's come on down to our, what we call our paleo chair, feet underneath the hips, and sit on down into a relaxed position. Grab onto a counterbalance if you need so that you don't fall backwards. And we're going to choose our first thoughts of the day. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Job. So first thing is I am responsible. I've got goals. I've got dreams. Nobody is going to achieve them for me. If I fail, that's on me. Everything that happens in my life is up to my choices and my responses. So I'm responsible for what happens. I will make time between stimulus and response. That's all just about patience, giving people a better version of my response and not the snappy reactive version. I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. That's the freedom to take a step and not get stuck looking at the end goal and seeing it as too far away. Take a step every day, and that's the only way to get there. Progress over perfection. The last is I will choose gratitude, just making sure that I can see that there is positive. The more I focus on the negative, the more I focus on the faults and dwell on that, the more I see them. So if I start thinking about what is positive and noticing that, I see it more and more. So I repeat these things over and over, and it's reprogramming my default thoughts. I am responsible. I'll make time between stimulus and response. I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. I choose gratitude. Changing the way we think about it. Morning, Yaroslav. Step 2, we're going to get the body moving, get warmed up a little bit here. So I'm going to go through a general warm-up that I do here normally. If you want to hop on a different warm-up, if you've got a machine or something you want to join on. Job, I know you're at the gym. If you want to hop on a rower or something, feel free. And we're going to be about 5 minutes here getting the blood flowing. So first thing is a knee raise, getting some action in the hip flexors, followed by some good mornings, just a nice hinge at the hip, warming up everything in the posterior chain. I'll get some lunges, maybe a step back like this, step forward if you want, followed by some burpees. We got a few of those yesterday, so we may be a little stiff in the triceps there. And then just some air squats. So we'll go through a couple rounds of here, just getting the blood flowing. And then today we've got a good session of some pull-ups and some jumps, which we'll talk about different options for in a minute. So, but right now, maybe we can talk about the benefit of a morning routine. But really the benefit of anything that is scheduled consistently. I think the whole concept of a morning routine has gotten popular because we've gotten so busy, and we're not, let's say, organized like we used to be when there were less stimuli. That's not the right move. Before we had all these digital things stealing our attention, back in the day, there was family and there was work and there was, goals. And now there's just so many things pulling at our attention that, we have to have this plan, this magic morning routine that's going to allow you to achieve your goals. Where, we used to just call it organized and prioritize. So, it's become popular to talk about a morning routine, and you'll see some videos on YouTube that, outline the steps of a morning routine. And part of me wonders, you know, if those fancy ones that you see are actually those people's morning routines, or if it's just for show, you know, the rubbing the banana peel on your face and what is that, Ashton Hall or something? I don't actually know his name, but you know, you see all those, this is what I do in the morning, and I wonder how many of those people actually, that's their actual morning. But the point is, it doesn't matter, it doesn't need to be fancy, it doesn't need to be something you show off. It just needs to be something that you do. Right? There's no perfect routine. There's just the one that you will be consistent with. It's just like any workout program. There's no right program. There's just the one that you'll do. So that's why this exists. You know, I've done this before, gone through the process of making a good, morning routine. I was gonna say good morning there. And been successful with it, so I know the steps. But really, what we struggle with in general is accountability. Once we've chosen the thing we're gonna do, I think that's probably the easy part. It's easy to start because we're in that honeymoon phase. It's hard to stay with it. So the reason that this exists online, as opposed to just me doing it myself here, is for accountability, right? There are 3 people here hanging out, working out this morning, but eventually there will be more, and that's gonna hold me accountable. I've got a responsibility almost to be here and do this, and that's what's gonna keep me on it. And that's kind of what it is for you as well, is I'm gonna be here every day, so if you wanna do a morning routine, don't worry about trying to, scour the internet for all the tips and tricks and whatever. Just do this, just follow us. You can always add in or subtract things from it. You know, if you want to read in the morning, add that in. You know, journaling, whatever. Just add it into the sequence somewhere. Maybe at the end once your body's primed. Okay, I am generally warm here. Let's start talking about today's workout. 2 movements. The format is the same as usual. We're gonna alternate movements for 10 minutes. You know, aiming for about 30 seconds of work per movement, per minute, so that you get that built-in 30 seconds of rest as well. Let's chat about the 2 movements. So movement 1, hopefully you can see me here. Generally when we do pull-ups, I'll set up a second camera, but we're live. You can kind of see me. So pull-up option. Option number 1 is just a strict pull-up, feet off the ground. Take the chin over the pull-up bar. If that's not accessible, but you have a pull-up bar, I like the idea of a leg-assisted pull-up. So feet are on the floor, come down to full extension of the elbows. Use the legs to press. If you can't press with the legs all the way, chin over the bar, elevate your floor a little bit, right? Have something you can stand on. This is not a good idea, but I'll show you with this anyways. Could be a chair, could be anything. Whoa. So straight arms, and I'm just gonna use my legs to press up to get the chin over the bar. If you don't have a pull-up bar, go to a play structure at a school, branch on a tree, or if you got a table, lay underneath the table, hang onto the table, and pull like that. If you want assistance and you have a band, wrap the band around the bar, put your foot through it, and pull that way. Movement number 2, and you can load that if that's too easy. You can add some weight, whatever. Movement number 2 is just gonna be a vertical jump. So I'm gonna set my feet underneath my hips. I'm gonna dip, so I'm not gonna do a squat, just gonna do a partial squat, and then I'm gonna jump. If you feel comfortable absorbing and re-jumping, something like that, feel free. Otherwise, reset in between, dip, jump, reset, dip, jump, reset. Obviously, scaling for this is just do less or don't jump as high, right? If it's just there, so be it. And then, if you want, you could put a weight on the back. You could have 2 weights by your sides. I may even try the barbell on the back for a set. I may just mess around. So take a sec, set up your gear, set up your space, Get some music if you want it. I'll have some, but it may not be, you may not be able to hear it. And then we're gonna get started here. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. You can like. How are we doing here? All right. Okay, so we're gonna get moving. Not really sure what's happening here, but let's get it. 10 minutes, alternating movements. We're gonna go with the pull-up first, and then the jump. And I guess see you on the other side, right? So I'll get my timer set up here. Just give me 30 seconds. What happened here? It's not the easiest to use. Count up. Okay, music. Let's do this. Pull-ups first. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I don't know what happened to people there. Might even add some weight to the pull-ups. Where are we here? Okay. 15 seconds. I'll do the first round, just no external load, and then maybe go from there. 5. Might do 15, 2, 1. That's 15. Wow. That burns. All right, one down. What option you doing, Job? Ten. Morning, Spencer. 3, 2, 1. Love. Well, the extra weight's hard. Wow. That makes a big difference at 20 pounds. Same here, Yaroslav. That beard over. I don't know if you can even see it over there. All right, we're gonna jump with the bar on this one, I think. Let's see how that goes. Try not to run anything. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna break those up. Whoa. Ow. Yeah, 15's good. Yeah. Spencer, Job is no joke. He's in November, he's trying to break the Guinness World Record for burpee pull-ups in 12 hours. It's like 6,000. 5, 3, 2, 1. Oh God. Wow. Oh yeah, we're in it here. 30 seconds, halfway. 4,000, oh. Sorry. It's a lot, man, it's fucking crazy. It's a lot of reps. You're the man, Job. I don't see Brow this morning. Where's he at? Three, 2, 1. Oh my God. That's rough. That's a good question. I never thought about that. You'd be next, eh, Spencer? Zercher world record? Think they'd come out for that? They'd be like, no, this doesn't count. What is this lift? Go. Uh-oh. Whoa. Those are getting rough. 7 down. $6K to have them come out? What? Explain, Job. 10. Oh man, I'm wrecked. Good job so far, guys. This is a high heart rate one. 2, 1, go. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Good to know. Last set of pull-ups. Three. Gotta take a break. Shit. Make them count, right? Crappy reps. Oh God. Oh, I don't know. 15. Last set. 3. 2. Oh my God. Good job. Take a break, take a breath, walk around, grab some water, catch your breath. Do you feel like I do? How was that? Oh my God. Share. Let me know, how were the jumps? Oh, that wrecked me. Amazing work, guys. We'll take a second here and then we'll get into a stretch. And if you want, we can chat. We can do any questions. We can talk technique, whatever you want. Yeah, I mean, this is it. To be honest, Spencer, the way I look at this is whether they come out or not, whether you pay that, what he is doing is just working towards something incredible, right? I mean, whether it's in any book or not, it's just about, I think, setting that goal, especially something crazy, you know, potentially something that you would consider unattainable, and just grinding, right? It's impressive to see just digging in, right? Job, it's incredible to see him working on it every day. You too, Yaroslav, have a great day. And making progress and just going through the ups and downs of it. Stop, dog. Incredible to watch. Stop licking me. Stop. Let's get back here. All right. Let's maybe just get into it's always you versus you. There's nobody else. Let's just get into a paleo squat here. I don't know if that's going to help with the quads, but so be it. Actually, let's do this. Forget it. Let's get into a couch stretch. One leg back, one leg forward. Stop it, dog. And we'll just stop. We'll dig into it just for another minute here that, you know, there could be a better morning routine. Stop it. That has different components, which you could always add in. But the point is, perfect is not the goal. Done is the goal. Consistent is the goal. So whatever is going to keep you doing it, that's the perfect routine. And what's nice about this is it's pre-done for you. You know, those of you that are here, I think you get it already. This is a great way to start your day. And you can always add more. You know, I've been talking to some of the strength guys here, and you know, I talked about yesterday how the value of isolation movements is low. But if you've got hours, you know, if you've got 2 hours trained per day, throw that in. There is value there. The way I see it though is if I'm going to train for 10 minutes per day, I want to get the highest bang for buck. Right? So I'm going to do these functional movements. I'm going to do them in intensity, and I'm not going to worry about those small little things. But if you had specific fitness goals and you had that, and you carved out that extra time, then those movements have value. Uncomfortable is the goal. You got it, Job. Get uncomfortable every day. That's where growth happens. So, yeah, join us for the morning routine. You're going to get huge value out of the workout, out of the clarity that comes with it, out of the discipline of getting up early before the rest of your life, before the rest of your family. And then the last step, which we do every day here on the 5 a.m. Squat Club, is your homework. And I'm sure there's some people that are still not into that yet. Awesome. Thanks, Spencer. Right, we're not done. I'm not done. What you need to be doing now, or what the last step of this 5 a.m. Squat Club program is, step 5 is do your homework. You know, we've got goals outside of fitness, right? That's why we get up early, so that we have the time to dedicate to that goal. You know, maybe you're writing a book. Maybe you're just learning a new skill. Maybe you're starting a side hustle to get out of that 9 to 5 that you hate. And you realize that life is short, and why the hell am I spending so much time working for that man that I dislike at a job that I don't like? I hear it so often at the gym, people who just hate their job. And like, well, I'm just gonna wait until, don't wait until, do it now. So take that hour, do your homework, make progress towards that goal, and you'll be amazed. So every day we are here. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4:45 a.m., but here every day. Like, subscribe, press that bell, hear about it. We got a website, there's not much on it, but you can check it out, 5amsquatclub.com. And we are starting, yesterday I started the community on school. So you can go check out school. There will be a link in the description, probably not today, but eventually, on how to join there. I want us to pull each other up. If there's any questions or comments or anything, I might start doing a little section at the end of the lives where you guys can comment and chat. So if you have any questions or thoughts on this program or my history or goal setting, this will be a good time for it. And then eventually what we'll likely do is an hour or so on a different platform. It may be our YouTube members or something, but where we can, thank you, Job. You're leading the way, man. It's all team effort. But a place where we can go afterwards and, chat goal setting and do a little bit of accountability towards that stuff. So feel free to, on Twitch. I don't know if it'll be on Twitch, but likely the community will be built on school, and then there'll be weekly calls, maybe on Zoom or Google, what is it, Google Meets or Google Teams? I don't know. I'm not so good with the technology, but that's the idea, where we'll have probably an hour every week. It could become more often where, if we've got just logistical questions on goal setting, prioritizing, breaking them down, and just questions about, how do I make sure I'm on track and I'm choosing the right goals, and, what's important to me, and finding our why, all those kinds of things as community topics that we can help each other with. And if I have some expertise that I can share there as well, we can help each other move forward. So that will be coming. But for now, I love you guys. You guys make this doable for me as well in the morning. Make it a lot more fun. Any thoughts on more lives? What do you think, Yaroslav? You're really the most consistent here. If we were to go to, I don't know, maybe live every day. I mean, what would be the detriment there? It's just not as pretty looking. But I may get some signs made, like a whiteboard sign that I could write the workout on. Let me know, Yaroslav. You're basically my main feedback guy here right now. What would make the lives better? Sounds doable. Any reason why we wouldn't want the lives? I'm just thinking about consistency, right? If you're following the lives and then the next day the video is at 8:30, does that make it challenging to follow along consistently? Or are we just a day behind? How many cals a day? I don't know. Good question. In-person live. Explain that, Job. I'm not sure I'm following. But Spencer, I don't count. I don't ever count. I have 10 eggs for breakfast. Lunch, if I'm out, that'll be eggs as well. I'll just hard boil another 8 or so. And if there's any leftover meat, I'll bring that. And then for dinner, I'll have, a steak or a pound of ground beef. Sometimes there's some cheese in there and then some fruit. So I don't have any idea how many calories that is. And that's not really what I promote anyways. I know that a lot of people talk about counting macros or counting calories or to the gym, yeah. I like that idea, Joe. We'd all gather at the gym. You start organizing that. See how many people we can get, and then I'll make the drive out. Maybe I'll sleep over at the gym so I don't have to drive out at 4 o'clock. But yeah, in terms of nutrition, I focus far more on quality and food choices and eating when you're hungry. I'll try to make all of my recommendations based around, like how would we have gotten here? As a hunter gatherer, you would have eaten as much meat as you could until you were satisfied or until it ran out. And then you would do that again when you had more. And, if you had access to berries or you found some honey or something once in a while, you'd gorge. And I'm not saying we should gorge, but I'm just saying, try to choose food choices that are going to support your goals and eat until you're done, right? I think if you're eating the right things, you're not going to have issues with eating too much of it, because there isn't really such a thing as the way I see it. I'm just trying to get a basic understanding of how much energy you go through, but I understand your personal plan. Yeah, I wish I had a better answer for you there on that, Spencer. I've never tracked calories. I have in the past when I was younger and I wanted to get bigger. I would count how many grams of protein I was getting in a day. But I don't know, maybe I'm just not as concerned with, performance, aesthetics, whatever it is. I just have certain physical things I need to be able to do. And if I feel like I don't have the energy or the strength to do it, I consider what factors may be leading to that. Is it sleep? Is it stress? Am I not eating enough? And then I try to make adjustments based on that. And I don't know, I guess the goal is an intuitive understanding of where I'm at so that I don't have to be too regimented about that. Because I'm very able to overdo it, let's say, on the, call it regimentedness, right? And be too black and white. And I don't know if counting calories in that way would be healthy for me, to be honest. I'd probably become pretty obsessive about it, and it probably wouldn't be too healthy. Anything else? We want to talk movements? We want to talk life? We want to talk about raising our own animals and harvesting them? I was talking to another guy who does a lot of lives, and he was like, hey, make sure that they're an hour long because you get more viewers in there. So part of me is trying to drag this out a little bit. But when people watch this later and they watch 2 minutes, it's going to give a small percentage. But I'm here right now. If you've got questions, regenerative agriculture is definitely a topic that I am very, very interested in and becoming more and more knowledgeable about now, where your food comes from, why that's important. So think about those things, and we'll be here Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We can do more of these, call them Q&As. And eventually there will be good question. There'll be a switch over where we can do this in another place. What book am I currently reading? I'm just doing a lot of YouTube stuff right now, watching a lot of YouTube videos on YouTube creation. I still do a lot of ranching stuff. I'm still listening to a lot of podcasts on ranching, and check this out, on August 30th. I'm actually going to be on, it won't come out that day, but I'm going to be on one of my favorite ranching podcasts. It's called the Grazing Grass Podcast. So looking forward to that. We'll be talking about the 5 a.m. Squat Club and food production at the same time. So when that comes out, I'll be sure to share it. But the only physical book I'm reading right now is, I'm rereading Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. It's on the side table at the bed, but it doesn't get as much attention as, say, the audiobooks when I'm out doing chores or that. So it's a lot of YouTube and a lot of audiobooks and podcasts right now. What about you, Joe? What are you listening to? Weigh myself daily and make adjustments based on my goals. I always eat a very similar diet every day. Yeah, I think that's the key, man. I think the more boring we make our lives, the easier things are. Spencer, you're saying that you try to basically eat the same things every day. And, my daughter will ask me, are you having scrambled eggs again? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to. You too, Jason, great work, man. I don't want to have to think about it. I want to do I enjoy eating scrambled eggs every morning? No. But I know that's what I should eat. And I know that And this is probably the problem for me, that I know that if I start eating for what I enjoy, that's a super slippery slope and I'll end up eating shit all day. So if I just kind of force myself to eat the same thing, like you're saying there, Spencer, and excuse me, and just trying to stick with the thing that I know that I should eat, I end up in the same, in a better place, let's say. Less decision fatigue tends to be good for me. A lot of Seb Lavoie. I'm not even familiar. Who is that? Tell me, Joe. Seb Lavoie. And the body going to respond better to what we are consistent with. Yeah. Yeah, actually, Spencer, people ask me all the time, this is an interesting thing, like, should I do this or should I change that or whatever? And the answer, what I've learned is just, like, it doesn't matter what you do it consistently, because your body will adapt to anything. If somebody says, well, I can't work out at night, or I can't get up early in the morning, or I'm not hungry then, or whatever. Yes, you are, if you do it over and over again. Your body will adapt to anything you do consistently. So if you're wanting to make a change in your diet or in your lifestyle or whatever, just start doing it. And what you'll notice is over time, you will start to become that person, because your body will adapt and get used to that thing. I'll give another example. This guy that I found online who does lives every day, he does, I don't know, just hundreds and hundreds of pull-ups and push-ups and stuff. And I used to think that if I did that, I'd be screwed the next day and the day after. But what I found from watching someone like that, and some guys at the gym that did Murph every day for a month a little while ago, is that your body will adapt. It'll get used to doing 500 push-ups a day, and you won't be sore. It'll just be what you're used to doing. And I'm not saying do 500 push-ups a day, but what I'm saying is that you'll be amazed at how adaptable the body is to go on with a new stimulus and get good at it and become, make that feel natural eventually. So, all right. Good luck, Yaroslav. Yaroslav is heading into our gym now for the 6 o'clock class. Impressive, man. 2 days every day. I love it. Spencer, you're right on. And Job, I'm going to have to check out Seb Lavoie. You guys all have a fantastic day. I love you. We're here tomorrow. We're here every day. But live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Have a great day. Check them out. Canadian X Cough. Focus on daily growth. I'm going to check it out. Thanks so much, Job, for the recommendation. Yeah, exactly. Take care, Jason. Take care, Spencer. Yeah, overtraining is an interesting concept. Oh, it's dark. You guys have a fantastic day. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. What's that line? Go get it.